Can you ever really go back? Can you ever really go back? I lost one of my most beloved humans about a week and a half ago. Her celebration of life was on Friday, this past Friday, in my little hometown in North Carolina. Neither of us have lived in that hometown for years. She's been gone for probably close to 60 years. She was 82 years old. I've been gone from there over 40 years. And yet we both love that town. We love it. And we both used to talk about how we treasured growing up there. Just such a strong sense of community. When churches were full and people got along for the most part, and I think that can be true for most towns and cities and communities as we evolve and we grow older and the years pass. But anyway, it was kind of a charming childhood. And I was only in my hometown for 4 hours. It was a brutally hot day. We all know that. The heat's terrible. And I was staying in Greensboro. And so I pulled into town. I only turned on two streets, went by my great aunt and uncle's home where I used to spend a lot of time as a child. And next door to that was another great aunt's home, and then was the church parking lot. And I got to hug a lot of relatives on my mom's side of the family and one on my dad's side. And after the reception, I was going to just go ahead and drive back to Greensboro because my dinner was actually included with my hotel. And I was pressed for time there. Didn't even stop to go to my parents' graves, which I usually do, but I'm okay with that because I realize their souls live and those are their earthly remains, so it's all good. There are a few people in town I would have loved to have gone by and given a hug to, but again, it was really hot. I needed to get back to my hotel, and so I got on the road, and this wave of grief hit me as I started to get on the interstate. And I found myself pretty much the entire 35 miles or so that I drove sobbing. Mascara's running everywhere. And when I finally got to the hotel with 5 minutes to spare before they closed dinner, I go in with smeared mascara, but I looked nice. I had on a dress and jewelry and had my little glass of wine and my dinner. And then when I got up to my hotel room, I had a really long cry once I got comfy. I just let it all out about my cousin and just lamenting some things about my hometown. And I think this is completely normal, when you move away from some place, but you continue to go back there because your parents are there and you still have some friends there and relatives. But it just really hit me on Friday how few cousins I have left. I'm the youngest cousin on either side of my family. 18 first cousins on my mom's side of the family, 18 first cousins on my dad's side of the family. And actually, just a few days prior to this cousin's death, I had a 90-year-old cousin pass away on my dad's side of the family. And so, all this it just brings reality to the forefront, the brevity of life, and you really see your childhood fade away. And then last May, I don't know why, May of 2024 was not a good month for me regarding my hometown because I had a couple of differences with some people there. And one was a complete accident. Had I known I had done it, of course I would have taken care of it. And the other was something I said to somebody. And I've tried to make things right on both ends. And that hasn't exactly gone the way I had prayed or hoped. And so, I drove away with just this wave of grief over me, over the loss of my cousin, over so many of my cousins having passed now, so few of us left, over how changed some relationships of mine are in that town, and just thinking about my parents and the memories, and man, it just hit me. So you know what? I rolled with it. I just let the tears flow. And had another good cry back in my hotel room. I remember years ago, and I think it was, ooh, this film was maybe made in 1989, The Trip to Bountiful. Geraldine Page was in it, and she won the Best Actress award that year. And if you haven't seen it, it truly is a gem of a movie about her tiny little community, I think in Texas, that she wanted to go back to before she died. And what she discovered is it just was not the same. You know, her people weren't there anymore. The landscape had changed. And she ended up going back to Houston, returning back to where she had been living in Houston. And, you know, all of this was just in my heart. It was in my mind because when I was growing up, the town I grew up in, we were very involved in it. And again, I wouldn't trade my childhood for anything, you know, from getting my first library card at a little 2-room library to the big grand opening of the Super Dollar store where they had an icy machine. That was a big deal in my town. Believe me, that was a huge deal. And, you know, it's just sad as you get older and life changes. And when you've moved away, you're not somebody who stayed in your town. It's just, it can be hard sometimes. And it can tug at the heart. So I just wanted to offer that today. If you have experienced that, if that's something that's gone through your mind or your heart, because, you know, I really do ask myself, can you really go back? And you can't. If you've been away from a place for a long time and you return to it, it is not the same. Your people are largely dispersed or gone, meaning passed away. You're a different person. You've evolved. And you hold it so close in your heart, but yet there's that little bit of grief. So I hope all that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Maybe if you're somebody that has moved on and you live elsewhere, that you understand what I'm talking about. And so you're just grateful for the memories, grateful for the memories. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you have a really great week.